Breaking tonight, the Associated Press reporting that Hillary Clinton now has enough committed delegates to become the Democratic Party's presumptive nominee for president. The Clinton camp calls that a, quote, important milestone, but they say they're looking ahead to the 6 key contests tomorrow night, including California. That news comes on the same day former Secret Service agent, a former one, is slamming the former First Lady in a new book, suggesting that she not only had White House staffers living in fear, but that he thinks she has not changed one bit. Correspondent Shannon Bream has more from the White House. Shannon?
As Hillary Clinton struggles to wrap up the Democratic nomination, her campaign is facing a new challenge, a book full of unflattering allegations about her time as First Lady. The book by former Secret Service officer Gary Byrne is due out later this month. Byrne claims that White House staff, quote, lived in terror of Mrs. Clinton. He also details what he calls a, quote, violent encounter between the first couple and having to deal with President Clinton's, quote, reckless behavior, including having to dispose of a, quote, White House towel that contained lipstick from another woman, as well as the president's own bodily fluids. Former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino, who served on protective detail in both the Bush 43 and Obama administration, says he would not share such personal anecdotes, but gets why the author chose to do so now.
I understand why a former uniform division officer, the one who wrote the book, would say to himself, you know, I feel like it's time. I feel like it's time to tell the real truth about this woman, because I think the penalty of electing her president far supersedes the penalty I'll take for coming off as someone who violated that unwritten oath of silence.
The Clinton campaign responds, quote, Gary Byrne joins the ranks of Ed Klein and other authors in this latest in a long line of books attempting to cash in on the election cycle with their nonsense. It should be put in the fantasy section of the bookstore. Byrne says he believes his recollections prove Mrs. Clinton doesn't have the integrity or temperament to be president. But it remains to be seen whether the allegations will sway critical primary voters in California on Tuesday or presumably in the fall's general election. Megan?
Shannon, thank you. So when Hillary Clinton met with the media earlier today, after going about a month without speaking with them, no one asked her about the Secret Service book or about the Inspector General report slamming her on her emails. She was asked about the IG report on ABC this past weekend.